Before we begin, let's take a moment to understand what game design really is, since there's often confusion about it at its core. Game design is simply the process of deciding what a game should be and then applying those decisions across the many areas that make up game development. Game development is a broad term that refers to the entire process of creating a game and includes many different areas of work. One of these areas is game design, which, as mentioned earlier, focuses on making decisions about elements like gameplay rules, visual style, pacing, themes, and overall experience. It also involves 2D art, which includes creating concept visuals and promotional artwork, even for games that are built in 3D. It also involves creating in-game assets, including pixel art for 2D games, as well as 3D art for games built in 3 dimensions. In 3D projects, this means producing the final visual assets that appear in the game, such as props, environments, and characters. It also includes animation, which brings these characters and objects to life within the game world. Another key area is programming, where developers write the code that controls game behavior, powers the engine, and enables interactivity. Additionally, technical art plays an important role, with technical artists working between art and programming teams to ensure assets are properly integrated into the game systems. Technical artists also help develop and maintain game engines, shaders, and tools that artists use in production, including engines like Unreal Engine 5, which we'll be using in this course. Game development also involves level design, where designers create engaging and immersive spaces for players to explore. It includes lighting as well, where lighting artists set up scenes so players can clearly see their surroundings while also shaping the overall mood and visual atmosphere of the environment. It also includes sound, which covers the creation of sound effects, dialogue, and music. Another important area is narrative design, where the game's story, key moments, and dialogue are developed if the game includes them. Additionally, it involves UI design, which focuses on creating on-screen elements that help players understand the game world and receive important feedback during gameplay. This includes elements like a health bar for the player or a minimap to help navigate the game world. All of these components together make up game development, with game design being just one part of the whole. In this course, we won't go too deeply into theory, but if you're interested in learning more about game design concepts, a great resource to check out is The Art of Game Design. If you only read one book about game design in your life, make it this one. Another useful resource is An Architectural Approach to Level Design by Christopher Tutton, which is excellent if you want to explore level design in more depth. I can also recommend Game Programming Patterns by Robert Nystrom, which is a great choice if you want to improve your understanding of coding and programming structure. On a practical level, this book also includes many code snippets and examples that demonstrate common frameworks for building game systems. Alongside books, there are also several websites that are excellent resources for game developers. One of them is 80 Level, a platform focused on game development that features interviews with industry professionals as well as detailed project breakdowns, where artists from different fields explain their workflows step by step. You can find it by simply searching 80 Level or by entering 80 LV in your web browser. Lastly, another useful resource is GameDeveloper.com, which was previously known as Gamasutra. It features similar articles and interviews, and you can also find postmortems of released games there. A postmortem is essentially a breakdown where developers reflect on their work after a game is released, discussing what worked well, what didn't, and what they learned from the experience, which can be very insightful and valuable. So once again, these materials are optional and are meant as additional resources to support this course. I simply wanted to share them for anyone who is interested in exploring game design in more depth, especially from a more theoretical and practical perspective.